give a whole lot to the band. I'm
That
sorry,
was
what was that?
me. That was me. Go ahead. Sorry, I forgot the
No,
question.
I'm just saying he was unable to put any commitment into the band because of his job as he's a traveling guy. So one day he'll be in St. Louis, the next weekend he's in New Orleans, and then he's in Texas, then he's in Ohio. So there was really no time for him to be committed to the band, which is totally fine. We get it. We totally get it. And we just wanted to keep playing. You know what I'm saying? We just wanted to keep playing. And I think he understood that. And I don't think that he wanted us to stop playing. And with that being said, a month later, COVID hit. And then, we had to throw our hands up in the air and go, what are we going to do now?
So, how do you guys go about, having a new lead singer? How do you go about finding one? And then does that coincide with COVID? Does that happen during COVID?
What had happened was yes, I think that Joel's exit from the band was probably around late February, I would say.
Of 2020?
What's that? 2020.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I can hear you correctly.
No, I just
cut me out a little bit. So so the exit was about February of 2020, and then a month later, COVID hit. We were all up in arms. What are we going to do? So the band decided to write a new album, and then we would just figure a singer situation out. And then about maybe 6 months later, 5 months later, we started putting out some ads to see what we could find. And we had a couple people come in, but then the new guy, his name's Carl Crosswhite. He ended up being a pretty good fit. He brings some stuff to the table. The guy, he's a good singer. There's no doubt about that. But Joel is unique in a certain situation where he's a great front man, and he's a great singer, and he's a great lyricist and a songwriter. So this was kind of new. This was new for all of us, so.
Have you seen Carl in front of a crowd?
I have not. So I have not seen him in front of a crowd. No, I have not.
He's got some big shoes to fill.
Slightly bigger than big. Just an extra size, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Listen, in the end, nobody can replace Joel. Joel's a fucking amazing guy. He's a great singer. He's a great frontman. That can't be replaced. You can't duplicate that. You can't. You just can't do it. It's impossible. But with Carl, he's a different guy as far as the music that we were doing prior was more of a thrashy, punky kind of a feel to it. Now it's more of a an old school throwback to old Judas Priest, old Megadeth. There's a lot of there's just a lot of old elements that are with his range, if you know what I'm saying. So I haven't seen him play live. That's where we're at. That's going to be really interesting.
Who's your favorite?
I'm sorry,
band
what?
of all time? Who's your favorite? Oh, who's your favorite band of all time?
Oh, man, that's how do you define it into just one? How do you do that? It's almost impossible to do that because music's been a part of my life for 40 years. I could say the top 5.
That's cool too.
If that helps. Top 5: Jane's Addiction, Blind Melon, Red Hot Chili Peppers. You know what I'm saying? A little bit different, Suicidal Tendencies. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Metallica is within the top 10 as well, but who's your favorite? That's really hard that's hard.
You're
How do you see who's the best?
Who do you model yourself after?
As far as what I do?
How you drum?
Oh man, that is again, Tim, really good question. I don't know that I've modeled myself or compared myself to anybody. I have my own style. But geez, I like Stephen Perkins of Jane's Addiction. I like his style. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
You know what I'm saying?
I was just wondering because I mean, you're the what music you like. It's not typical. You know what I mean? You know, people might stereotype you. Oh, this guy has long hair. He's got to like fucking all metal. But I mean, you, knowing you personally, you like everything. So that I really wanted to, that was a question I've always wanted to ask you, but we're always in a joking environment. I don't ever want
Correct.
and what you want to, you want to kiss them?
Well, I mean, it's just, who do I model myself after is a tough question. And to say who is my favorite drummer, damn, again, that's another tough question because everybody brings their own unique items to the table. So it's really hard to say. I mean, follow the Grateful Dead for a little while, but I'm in a metal band. That's nuts in itself. You know what I mean? But it's tough. I like that fast pace, but I like that groovy stuff. So there's like all kinds of elements. I mean, I like the old jazz, the Gene Krupas and the Buddy Riches. I mean, it's do a throwback, but it's hard to say. I've never, it's funny that you brought that up because I've never actually sat and thought, who do I model myself around? I mean, who doesn't love Neil Peart? I mean, come on, I mean, he's a great guy, but you stumped me. You actually did. Good for you, man. You got me. And you got me on camera saying it. You're going to use that later too. I know you.
Do you like, with this new evolution of Six Pack of Doom, are you a little more in your comfort zone with that metal? Or are you more in a comfort zone in the thrash?
To be perfectly honest with you, and I never lie to you, Tim, I love you. You know that. Be always straightforward with you, square up. I was very happy with what we were doing, and I'm very happy with what we're currently doing. As far as the drumming goes, it's almost on the same level. It's who's up in the front that really sends it into a genre. It's not necessarily me in the back, because I'm kind of playing along the same lines of the stuff that we did before and the stuff that we did now. When we recorded this album, and when Justin and I wrote Justin and I wrote most of these songs, Marty put in his flavor, Andy put in his flavor, but Justin and I pretty much said, we got to start creating some stuff. We got to keep going forward. We got to keep marching forward. And I kept the drumming the same. And the guitars seem to be the same. It's a little bit different because now we got two guitar players and they're playing off of each other, which is really interesting, which is an element that I've never been used to. So it's kind of weird, but we kind of wrote it in the same style that we had done before in the previous albums, but with the new flavor of this new singer, Carl, the singing and the songwriting it into a different genre. Do
you guys see on the same? I think the better question to ask is, what are you guys talking about in this album? Especially you guys, this is written in an election year. This album was written in a highly intensified racial problems that our nation is facing. And also we have Corona, COVID-19. What specifically do you guys touch on any of it? Or do you guys just leave that for fucking the suckers?
Here's the thing. Carl wrote all the lyrics to these songs. And the title of the album is called Chaos and Control, which is kind of like what we're experiencing now. It's kind of chaos. It's in control, but it's not. But the titles of the album is Chaos and Control. The song we do have a song called Chaos and Control. Is it touching up on any of the aspects of what we're currently going through and experiencing in life and being in an election year and stuff like that? I can't really say that I know the answer to that question. I really don't. I mean, he wrote all the songs.
Listen to what he's saying?
I'm sorry, what?
Do you try to listen to what he's saying?
Well, I can actually hear what he's saying. He's got different, he talks about different things in different songs. It's hard to, and did he write these songs previous to being in this band and just acclimated him to the music? I don't have that answer, man. I just don't. Or did he write that when he heard the song? See, that was the thing about Joel. Joel would hear what we wrote and then he would write to it. So as far as Carl goes, I don't know. These songs could have been previously written. I have no idea. But I don't think that they pertain to a lot of the election year. I know we have a crazy year, and I don't think any of it has to do with what's currently going on. But you know,
You added two people to the band.
correct.
We know that in the band previous to this one, which is almost the same lineup, Cessation of Life, you had Marty and Chris on two totally different sides of the political aisle. And that was probably one of the reasons why, Chris left. Not the reason, but one of the reasons, other than him moving.
Go ahead. I'm waiting for your question.
Are you guys all seeing eye to eye during this year, or are there some festive conversations that are happening during practice?
Okay. As far as Chris and Cessation of Life and Marty, there was differences between their political stance and their religious stance, which, by the way, anybody out there that's watching this is something that should never be touched upon or talked about or dealt with being in a band, because it causes chaos, which we experienced. I wasn't there that night, by the way, but yeah, there was a situation. Again, Joel was a different character. I don't think he had any political stance at all. And I think that's the beauty of Joel. Carl, a little bit different. I see that everybody's got their own personal ideas and of political stuff. Me personally, I've been a Green Party member from 1988, so none of this has anything to do with me. But as far as political, not so much. There might be something said here and there, but it's been touched on, talked about, and stamped and tattooed that none of this is allowed in the band. You can have your own religious and political views. You can have your own. It's never to be talked about. Your views you can't say shit about his views. His views you can't say shit about. We just can't have that, because when that happens, but we all get along really well, I think.
Yeah, dude, because so many bands broke up this in this political season. Like, in my head right now, of our local bands in 805, I can think of 4 that broke up because of stupid shit like this, the political shit.
That would make sense, and it does make sense to me. However, Justin has been a personal friend of mine for over 30 years, or thereabout 30 years, or the better part of 30 years, and we've never had an issue. And Marty's been a personal friend of mine of 15 years. We've never had an issue. And Andy's new to the band. He's a guitar player. He shares lead with Marty. I've never had an issue with him. I've bumped heads a little bit with Carl a little bit, but I didn't know the guy, but we've bumped heads a little bit, and I see where he comes from. He sees where I come from, and we're meshing together. We're meshing it together, but there's no. But I see what you're saying. There, I can see how bands could break up over a crazy year like last year. No doubt, I can totally see it. I just want to focus and deliver the goods, and keep it going. You know what I mean?
So what is coming up for Six Pack? I mean, you guys are releasing an album. Are you guys going singles as well? How are you releasing the album? And do you have any shows?
Yes. Yes. We did, excuse me, we did release one song called The Sorceress, which is it's a total throwback to the old 80s heavy, dirty, gritty sound, and it's really, really cool. We did release that last month, I believe. And then we have a new album coming out in August, but I don't know exactly what the date is. I'm just gonna go ahead and just throw it out in the middle, because that's where I'm at. Middle of August, we have a brand new album called Chaos and Control. There's 5 other songs that will all be released at once. So we did one single, and I think the rest of them is just going to be dropped. There you go. We decided as a band, and why we didn't decide this a long time ago is beyond me. We're called Six Pack of Doom, right? Kind of means something, but it kind of doesn't. Why aren't we currently, with the way things are going in the music industry, why aren't we releasing 6 songs, every year or every 6 months? 6-pack, a 6-pack. There you go.
That's
So
awesome.
you got a 6-pack coming at you and in your face next month. So I think people are going to really like this, because I've had a few people listen to some of the scratch tracks and they're like, dude, that's a throwback. And I had one female friend of mine, I let her listen to, her name's Jenny, I let her listen to it, and she looked at me after she heard it, she's all, your singer likes Judas Priest, doesn't he? And I'm like, yes, he does. So there's a lot of Judas Priest in there, there's old Megadeth in there, there's all kinds of flavors. It's just
Does it bring you back a little bit, back to the day?
it actually does. And again, it has nothing to do with the drumming or the bass line. It has to do with the singer and how he delivers it. You know what I mean? And what he's trying to say in the songs. So it's a throwback. It really is. I think I'm fucking excited about it. When I listen to it, I'm like, damn. And every time I listen to it, I'm like, damn. All right, that's cool. I'm digging it.
Are you guys gonna
think
make
you'll-
any videos to this?
Have we what?
Are you guys planning on any videos to these songs?
Yes. Well, I'm planning on what I said. We did one for Sorceress, just a little teaser to throw out there. We did the Sorceress, which was just us in our studio filming us individually, putting it together and adding a couple of stuff. And it was just a little teaser, but I said there's no reason why we shouldn't do a video for every song. And our last 3 albums, we never did any videos at all, and I don't know why.
You should. That's how you get people in. Reel them bitches in, dude.
Well, I'm only 20%.
Well, you better convince. It doesn't make
That's the
sense.
thing.
It doesn't make sense for you not to.
Now I got a filibuster.
And do you have any shows coming up?
Yes, we don't know what's currently going on, but we do have locked down one show so far, more to come, but this is a big one. This is a big one for me. For me personally, the show that's coming up, which would be September 24th, which is the Friday night at the world famous Whiskey A Go Go, being one of the opening acts for one of my all-time favorite bands, Soulfly, which is a huge, huge bucket list for me, man. I love Max, So we're one of the opening acts for Soulfly, September 24th, at the Whiskey A Go Go. You guys should go to it. It's going to be a great one. You won't see me smile any bigger. You won't. You just won't.
It's definitely going to be one of those memorable days for you.
Like I said, Tim, it's a bucket lister. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of my idols. I've followed him since the mid '80s, and with Sepultura and Soulfly and Cavaliers Conspiracy and Nail Bomb and Killer Be Killed, and I get to open up for one of mine, nobody else's, one of my idols as far as in the music. He was one of the guys that got me into what getting to play this kind of style of music. You know what I mean?
Such a great dude too.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. I've got to meet him many times. Got to hang out with him and talk with him, and he's just an all around cool, down to earth, cool guy. So I get to steer the stage with him the same night. It's a huge bucket list for me. Like I said, you'll never see me. If you want to see me smile, you come to that show, dude. Because I'll be here to hear it. You'll never see it.
Is there anything else we might have missed? Is there anything else we might have missed?
Well, about where we're at now, what happened, where we're at, what our future is. I don't think we've missed anything. I know that there's going to be other shows to follow. We currently don't know. I'm not scheduling anything at this particular moment. We got this show scheduled with this new Delta virus, whatever you want to call it, the variant. I don't know where the city of Los Angeles and Ventura and Southern California is going. I want to get this one past us, and then we can start branching out, maybe do a tour together, or, with a couple other bands, we'll figure it out. But this is the main focus as of right now. There's been talks of other shows coming up, but we haven't. This is on a personal level, personal note. I got a hernia surgery coming up in August 2nd. So I've never been under the knife. So I don't know how I'm going to feel as far as booking. I'm uncomfortable with booking shows after this particular one just yet. I don't know where my mindset is on that, but I guarantee you there's no doubt in my mind that there'll be a ton of shows coming up in the near future. And to all your fans, and by the way, I appreciate No Cover. You guys have been fucking awesome to us, and we appreciate that. And we try to support the local Ventura scene. We've been there for years, that, dude. And we appreciate you and everything you do. But I guarantee you there's a lot of more shows coming up. But the only one that I could talk about is September 24th as of now. But I think we've covered everything so
that we
far.
don't close down, man.
Well, I can't wait for you to hear it. Believe you me, you're going to be one of the first people to get a copy of the record. So that's coming.
I'm waiting. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear this one and see the new evolution of what you guys have coming up, man. I'm proud of you guys.
Well,
glad I know you, and you guys are a great band. And I wish.
In all honesty, I value your opinion, and I'm interested to hear what your thoughts are on it when you hear it.
All right. Well, we got to make it work out, man.
Hey, I'm all ears, and you know how to get a hold of me on any given day. You know that.
My man. Thank you so much for the time.
Hey, no. Stop for just a second. Thank you for your time, man. Thank you for reaching out to me and saying that you want to talk to me and discuss a few things. It means the world to me, brother. It means the world to me. I love you, man.
I love you too, Mike. You're a good dude.
Hey, well, I'll see you soon.
I'll see you. We'll see you soon.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to see you soon.
Maybe.
Right, everybody. I hope so. Anyways, I don't know how to end things like this. I don't know how to end things like this because you and we could go on all night long and we can banter back and forth. But
yeah,
that might be for
you on Red Light, so we can just talk shit.
I would love to come down to Red Light and we could chop it up about all kinds of different scenarios and situations, and laugh and bark at each other and dig on each other. It'd be a lot of fun. It'd be good for the viewers.
Oh yeah, it's always fun when you come to Red Light.
All right, man. I guess we're going to call it a night, but thank you. And thank you for listening. Thank you to all the fans out there. We appreciate it. Check it out. sixpackofdoom.com, September 24th at the Whiskey. Check it out.
All right, my man. We'll talk to you.
We'll talk to you too. Later, brother.
Later.